I remember the first time I came, it was a little intimidating, and I'm not a regular by a long shot, because when you work full-time, it's hard to spend 3.5 hours over here. But when you come and you have to hand in your score, and the ladies were so helpful, and there were men here too, Jeff, and they were helpful, but they told me what to do, because I had no idea what to do. And if you have a question, you know, I didn't know you have to go, director, director, and then Jeff comes, or there's other directors too. Tell us about that part, because that's, for a novice, that's kind of scary.
There's actually 5 games here a week. There's 3 owners of those games. The Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday game, and this is the Wednesday, and I'm a half owner of this game, is run by Janie and Richard Strauss. They happen to be away on a cruise right now. And the Tuesday game is run by Betty Hoffman. And this is what we do during the day. We run these games, we set it up for the players, and we also act as officials. If something goes awry, a person bids out of turn or they lead out of turn, we get summoned by the call director, sometimes by name, and we come, and there's certain rules that are in a book, an officiating book, that tells us how we should adjust that result to try and restore equity, if you will, to both sides.
You know, you said something, I never thought of this. It's like a business. I mean, whoever owns this game is actually doing this as a money-making venture.
Sure.
I was going to say, I saw some money up there.
To that extent, yes.
What is the fee?
The fee is $9 to play, depending on the game. There are certain games that are bigger, special games that cost slightly more, $10, $11, but the regular game cost is $9. From that, we have to pay rent and the cost of food and supplies and things.
What food?
Well, we serve snacks, if you will. It's not an elaborate lunch, but
The ladies are real too, so you want to be careful when you use the word food.
Well, she's bringing cookies out.
Yes.
They snap to attention. And
It's you know, salty snacks like potato chips and Cheetos and things like that.
Should have said that right away.
And
no jumbo shrimp.
coffee cakes and coffee and tea is always available, cold water, etc.
Now, we know Jeff really likes chocolate, and we know that I'd like you to explain to these people, because I think it's fascinating. And I knew someone else who was a client prior to you, who was my teacher, who was invited to cruise. Now, one of our friends is on your cruise, Barbara Ranella, who's a book person, and she's spoken for us, and she's a friend at church. But you were saying, when Jeff went off, our bridge group, we sent him off with a farewell bon voyage cake.
Yep.
And tell a little bit about where you were going and how we celebrated where you were going.
My wife and I have been fortunate enough to be invited to teach bridge on cruises, world cruises it turns out to be. Crystal Cruise Line is the cruise line, and we've done it every winter for the last 12 years. And so this year we happened to be invited to do the entire world cruise, so we were away for 108 days. On a world cruise that left from Los Angeles, came back from London, and it was a fabulous time. We teach bridge 2 classes a day, intermediate and advanced, and then we run a duplicate game just like this in the afternoon. It's a slightly abbreviated game of 2 hours, but we have a lot of bridge players. There were 14 tables most days for the first month, and then it dropped off a little bit thereafter, but we have a good bridge group. And so before I left on that cruise, Linda, who's part of a group I teach on Thursday afternoons, made me a cake, and on that cake were flags from many of the countries. Chocolate cake, right? I know I like chocolate. Flags of many of the countries that we were going to visit. And of course, in the middle was the tallest flag, and that flag said Wilmette, because Wilmette is the center of the world.
Well, no, that was where our class was.
Oh, that was where the class was. I'm sorry. That was where the class was held.
No, Northfield.
Northfield is the center
This
of
is
the world.
NorthfieldBuzz,
Sorry.
and we are
Northfield
showing
is the center of the
lifestyle
world.
at Northfield.
Okay, sorry. But at any rate, that was a lot of fun. And
Now,
so
are
they
you
had a
all from
kickoff.
different areas? Do you?
is Linda any good as a bridge player?
Yes, Linda's good. She's an active participant in the class, to say the least, and really shows a lot of enthusiasm for the game.
I came after I had my foot surgery.
You sound like
if
the
you
high school
remember
coach
that.
ticking off the soccer girls.
I had my little wheelie cart, remember,
Yes,
with my bridge
yes.
lessons and my notebook as I wheeled in the handicap places.
Yep, and people were waiting on you to bring you the tea
Yeah, it
and
was great. It was
water and
great.
stuff. Yeah,
They drive me
That's
so-
more like a cruise, to be honest with
Yeah.
you. They wait on your hand and
But these are people that are
Jeff,
in the
thanks
class.
for the time.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.